Hey guys, so today I want to talk with you about protecting your space. And what I mean by protecting your space is when I say your space, I mean like your energy, you as a person, your energy, your environment. And sometimes we may be in a space where we are trying to do some changes within ourselves, we're trying to work through some things, or we're just trying to just live in general, right? And so sometimes we have things and people around us that don't always need to have access to us in our space. And it could be because they bring a negative energy, their spirit is negative. There's something about them and the interaction with them that always leaves you depleted or drained. And so sometimes you have to ask yourself, can I afford to give them my energy today? And if you can't, you got to protect your space. If you have to ask that sometimes, automatically means you need to protect your space. And what that means is today I can't talk to you. Today, whatever this issue is you have, I can't help you today. That means being able to say that to someone, and not in a mean or hurtful way, but in a way of putting you first, in a way of saying, I have to deal with me today. I have to protect my space. And sometimes people don't realize how negative they can be, or they don't realize that they could be a trigger for you, or that they could, that their energy isn't always the greatest, right? But it's also not for you to go and help them to change that energy, to help them figure it out. Sometimes it means that you have to have that clear boundary, and you have to say, today I can't do it. And protecting your space is so important because it affects everything that you do. When you have a lot of negative energy, when you have too many things happening around you that causes you to lose focus on what you're doing, that knocks you off course, that distracts you from what you need to be doing in your life, that means you need to protect your space more. That means that everybody's issue is not your issue. That means that if you have an interaction with someone and you feel like this is really negative, or I know if I pick up this phone, I'm not going to be able to do anything else the rest of the day. Don't pick up that phone. You have to protect your space because it affects whatever you're doing. It knocks you off course. It changes the way that you respond to things as well, right? So if I'm in a place where I'm trying to focus on some changes in my life, that means sometimes I got to have tunnel vision. For me to have tunnel vision, that means that everyone can't have access to me in this moment. That means, doesn't mean I don't love you, don't mean I don't care about what's happening with you. What it means is in this moment, I am first. Whatever I am trying to get to, whatever change I'm trying to make in my life is that important that I cannot allow things to change and to shift that, which means I have to protect that space, which means I have to protect all the energy coming in and going out. And if any of that energy causes a shift in what I'm trying to do, if any of that energy changes my course, then I can't afford that. That means I have to protect my space, right? That means that sometimes we have to look at when we're trying to get to places and we're trying to do different things and we're trying to elevate ourselves and we're trying to just get to a better space. Again, it doesn't mean that we don't care about people around us. What it means is sometimes in those moments we have to be more aware that, again, everybody can't have access to us and we can't afford to give out energy to people because whatever we need to get to is just that important. And so let's talk about how you can protect your space. So boundaries, letting people know, hey, you know what, today I can't do it. Or if they call, send them a message, I'll call you later, or I can't really talk today. I'm a little bit busy today. Simply, letting people know I'm not accessible right now. Another way to do that is to be aware of what you're exposing yourself to, right? So that might be maybe less social media, maybe disconnecting from some things that people, again, have access to you, but also for you in your mind, right? Protect your mind is a part of your space. So if I'm trying to focus and I'm trying to get myself to a certain space, I know that sometimes social media can be a distraction. So you taking the time to disconnect and to focus back on what this thing is that you need to do, right? So that's a distraction. That means, again, disconnecting and letting that part go, at least for the time being. It's going to be there. Whatever you open the app up, it's going to be there. You can catch up later on what's happening. But you have to decide, is what's happening in those posts on that app, is that more important than the space that you're trying to get to, the space that you're in, and you're trying to focus? You have to decide that, right? That's the second thing. And I think another thing you have to do is sit with yourself and say, when I have interactions with people, how do I feel? Sometimes we can have an interaction with a person, and again, we walk away feeling depleted. Maybe we walk away feeling angry, or we always feel like there's a fight with a person. They don't need to have access to your space if that's the case. Protecting your space means that if your energy alters my energy in a negative way, if what you're doing in the way in my interaction with you alters me to the point where I don't like what's happening with me, then that person doesn't need to be in your space. That person doesn't need to have access to your energy. And I think a lot of times we freely give our energy out. We freely let people in our space at different times of our life where we need to either, say to them, hey, today I can't do it. Or we also need to make an honest, kind of decision and say, is this person good to be in my life? Is this person good for me, for where I'm trying to go, and for what I need to do? But if you don't take the time to kind of evaluate and protect your space and to look at what you need in these moments, then you allow any and everything to come in, and you allow things to steer you off your course. You allow people to suck your energy and to consume you. So then you are left kind of coming back to like, wait, what was I doing? Or I was trying to get here, but all these things stopped me along the way. But then you have to be more intentional about not letting these things stop you along the way, which goes into, how am I protecting my space? And to do that, that means that you are caring for yourself. You're putting yourself first to say, there's somewhere I need to get. There's a change I'm trying to make. There's something happening in my life. But again, we know sometimes to make these changes, to make these shifts in our lives, we have to be aware of what's been happening, who's been around, what's been going on, and does it support any of that? And if it doesn't, then we have to reevaluate what's happening. And again, that goes back into, how do you protect your space? How do you protect your energy? How do you preserve that? And how, if me giving my energy to you, how is that affecting me? Is it, sometimes we give to others in the sense of we're a listening ear for them. They may need to talk about something that's a little bit deep, or that, kind of takes a little bit out of us. But that's okay. We have those moments, right? We're not talking about those moments. We're talking about the conversations that left you feeling empty, that left you feeling like you questioned yourself, right? Those are the things. And again, when you are trying to figure out where you go, when you're trying to have an important change in your life, and you're trying to make some changes in who you are, then we have to look at that. And so it's like, does the me I'm trying to get to, right? The things that are happening, the energy that I'm giving out, the people that are trying to put energy into me, does that support where I'm trying to get to? And if it doesn't, then we have to evaluate that. Again, the first thing is looking at your space and looking at who has access to me as a person, my energy, my mind, who has access to that, and how is it affecting me? So hopefully, if you are in a place where you're trying to get to the next level, when you're trying to grow, when you're trying to change, we know that not everybody is a supporter of that. But most importantly, it's not for them, it's for you to make a decision to say that these things aren't good for you in this moment. These people shouldn't have access to you. Your energy doesn't need to be going out into these different things, because it doesn't even have to be a person. It could be an activity, be something, for example, like I was saying, social media, where you might need to take a pause from things like that. But where is my energy going? And in this moment, is it supporting where I need to get to? And I think that that's a big thing that you want to evaluate, because if your desire is to make changes in your life, is to get to a different space, then you have to pay attention to what's affecting you along the way, and what may not be able to go with you. So thanks